Hi, welcome to Bravado. How can I help you today?
Hi, we were hoping you could tell us why everyone is switching to Bravado Wireless.
It's probably because their plans start at just $40 a month.
Yeah, and they have unlimited high-speed data.
And the same nationwide coverage.
But they probably have really old, outdated phones.
No, actually they carry the top-of-the-line Samsung and Apple devices.
But how?
I don't know, but they must be doing something right. They've been family-owned and operated since 1911.
So you're telling me that Bravado Wireless has a $40 per line per month plan, unlimited high-speed data, the same nationwide coverage, and all the latest Samsung and Apple products?
Yep.
Stop by today to take advantage of our $40 a month per line plan. A deal so good, you might just want to switch. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Come with a ting, come with a ting, come with a ting, come with a ting. Yeah, can't sit me in the ring, sit me in the ring. Come with a ting, come with a ting, come with a ting, come with a ting.
From nationwide coverage to live high school sports to the great outdoors and so much more, we've got something for you. We're a local wireless carrier right here in Oklahoma. We work for your town, in your town. But great cell phone signal in rural areas is just scratching the surface. We also broadcast live events from all over eastern Oklahoma. High school football, basketball, baseball, dirt track races, livestock shows, and community events. Everything to keep you connected in your community. We're also producing original shows like Connect Outdoors and Cooking Wild that shines a light on real Oklahoman experiences. You can find us at bravadowireless.com, or you can search for us on Facebook or YouTube. You can even find us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. You can download their app straight to your phone, Apple TV, Smart TV, or Roku. We don't just create for Oklahoma, we are Oklahoma. We're Bravado Wireless, Oklahoma's service provider.
Get treated like a neighbor, not a number. With the best price on home internet and mobile service from your friendly local provider. Make the switch and save.
You don't need 4 lines for our best price. Get unlimited mobile service for $40 per month per line, period. With the same nationwide network as Big Wireless and neighborly service like nowhere else. Make the switch and save.
We were there when your grandparents made their first telephone call. We were there when your parents were able to choose what to watch on cable. And now, we are here for you, providing high-speed internet service to your family. There is one thing we know for sure. No matter what happens next, Cross is here to keep you connected. Cross, serving families like yours, today and tomorrow.
Whether your roads are dirt, paved, or if you're blazing new trails, the roads we travel lead to all of our most cherished places and people. Bravado Wireless strives to keep you connected wherever the roads may take you. We are the leader in wireless mobility and connection in Oklahoma and across the nation. We carry some of the market's top cell phone brands, fast, reliable home internet, and even greater customer service. Locally owned and operated right here in eastern Oklahoma. So whatever roads you travel, Bravado Wireless has them covered. from beginning to end. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Get treated like a neighbor, not a number, with the best price on home internet and mobile service from your friendly local provider. Make the switch and save.
Planning a weekend away in your camper? Take your Bravado Wireless home internet with you. Right now, our most popular internet plan has been chopped. While other internet providers are stuck at home with all of those wires and your obnoxious neighbor, Hank, you are free to take your wireless router to your home away from home. Visit us at bravadowireless.com to find a store near you. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Life is measured in moments, times where you accomplish something great, and times you spend with those who matter most. When it's time to share those moments, you need someone that you can count on. You need to be able to make your calls of congratulations at a moment's notice without limitations. Bravado Wireless is a provider that you can count on both locally and nationwide. Whenever you make the switch to Bravado, we'll even include a brand new iPhone on us so that whatever the moment, we're right there beside you.
We got that, yeah, that undefinable vibe, yeah, our mood, alright, let's cue these lights. You can watch but don't look right at it.
Hi, we're Bravado Wireless. You may have seen us at your local events and wondered just exactly what we do. We provide the highest quality cell phone service, specializing in outstanding coverage, both locally and nationwide. We're headquartered right here in Oklahoma, with multiple store locations in eastern Oklahoma. We provide the most affordable, unlimited talk, text, and data plans available. Make sure you stop in now and enjoy our other amazing summer deals before they end. Visit Bravado Wireless store locations for all other details, or go to bravadowireless.com for more information. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Hey man.
Hey dude, how's it going?
I was just waiting for the Bravado game to come on.
Is it cool if I charge some of my stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Alright.
I think McAllister's playing today. I think it's gonna be a good game.
It should be.
What is that?
Well, these are just my charging blocks for all my phones, man.
What do you mean all of your phones?
Well, you know, to get the best price, I had to get like 4 phones, and so I just got 1 phone for each charger.
No, you need to switch to Bravado. It's the same price for every line.
Come into your local Bravado Wireless store to find out how you can get a brand new iPhone 13 on us. Plans start at only $40 a month. The first line and the last line are all the same price. See store for details. Restrictions apply.
That pass was insane.
Let's go. Same price for every line?
Same price for every line.
fabulous Friday night, the 82nd annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show presented by St. Francis Hospital. It's STEERS show time tonight. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we live in the greatest country on God's green earth. We have the ability to come together here tonight because there are people spread across this country fighting for our freedom as we speak. So if you're under the sound of my voice, I'd ask that you pause whatever it is that you're doing. I'd ask that you rise. Gentlemen, if you would remove cover and join our beautiful ladies down on the arena floor to say our prayer tonight from Coweta FFA, Miss Sierra Holmes.
Dear Lord, I thank you for this day and just everything that you've given us, and what a wonderful opportunity it is to be a part of something so special. And Lord, I pray that you help all the exhibitors just to show hard tonight, and most of all have good sportsmanship and show in a way that glorifies you, and help everyone to have safe travels home. In Christ's name I pray, amen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as Old Glory is displayed here in the show facility. The young lady singing our national anthem here tonight from the Coweta FFA, Miss Lily Connor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're blessed and blessed and blessed when we have young people that ask to lead us with a prayer and a singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to get our steer show underway, there are two things we want to talk about real quick, some house cleaning rules. If you're here and you would like to help support the kids that make the premium sale, there's a 50-50 raffle going on over in the VIP area. That VIP area is directly across from me. For some of those that are just making it their first time here to the Livestock Show, we do have a VIP area set up. There's a 50-50 raffle going on. Saturday night, we will draw the winner of that 50-50 raffle. There is also another raffle going on. As many of you know, Mr. Randy Coulter from the Haskell FFA Advisor is battling cancer. Dr. Mike Boss of Shakota has been kind enough to donate an entire beef. Watson's Meat Processing has been kind enough to donate the processing of that beef. If you would like to have a chance to win an entire beef to fill your freezer, that raffle will be drawn Saturday night. And the best part about that is 100% of the proceeds raised for that will be donated directly to Mr. Randy Coulter and his family. So if you would like to participate in that, you can go over to the VIP area and purchase your ticket for that as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before we get started with our steer show tonight, the young man that has evaluated our heifers here today, he's also back to evaluate our steers tonight. He calls Kansas City, Kansas home at this time. He was the animal science, head of the animal science department. He was also a livestock judging coach for many years. He is now the CEO of the Charolais division. From Kansas City, Kansas, ladies and gentlemen, if you would put your hands together for Dr. Clint Rusk. Class 1 steers, it's showtime. There are 6 entries here in Class 1 steers. Once again, welcome to the 82nd Annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Shows presented by St. Francis Hospital of Muskogee. Class 3 steers come in to the holding area behind the announcer stand. Class 3 steers come in to the holding area behind the announcer stand. Classes 4 through 8 be in the makeup area. Also, ladies and gentlemen, while Dr. Rusk is evaluating Class 1 steers, I'd like to say a great big thank you to our beef superintendent, Miss Kim Emerson, the assistant today, Pamela Ward, and a lot of volunteers around the ring that could make it possible. Thank you, Bailey Ray, Bimbo Fowler, Ray King, and a whole lot of other people. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would give all of our volunteers a great big round of applause, please. Class 2 steers already checked in. Class 3 steers checking in behind the announcer stand. Class 4, 5, 6, and 7. Be with Mr. Ray King in the makeup area. There are 8 classes of steers. 8 classes of steers.
Folks, we're glad you're here this evening, coming to the Muskogee Regional Livestock Show. We have a small but good steer show for you. I'm sure the quality will be as good as it was a year ago, and we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Our number one goal is to help these young people have a positive experience tonight. So I appreciate you folks working in the ring with me. You saw how we went down through the calves. We're trying to make sure no one gets kicked, stepped on, hurt, or otherwise go back to the stall with a negative experience. We want it to be positive for them. This calf comes to the top of this class about as quick as they can. Here's one that's big-bodied, good-looking, thick, muscular. I'll talk more about muscle tonight than I talked about the heifers today. I'll still talk about foot size and bone, and he has that. He's a good calf. He could easily weigh another 75 pounds and not be too fat, but he's the right kind and a real good one, young man. Just set the bar tonight, starting off here in class number 1. Congratulations. The steer that comes second is the other really muscular calf. In fact, he is the thickest, most muscular calf in the class. He's big-ribbed, he's small-framed, and that's why he's able at this weight to already start putting on finish. When cattle stop growing, in fact, not just cattle, lots of different species stop growing, they start getting conditioned, they start putting on fat. He's starting to put on some, and he's certainly one that I like in terms of thickness. He goes second tonight because he's not as correct on his pasterns, he's not as good on his back legs. He wants to walk outside of his skeletal wall and swing those back legs off to the side. That calf that wins the class doesn't do that. The next calves really I would consider to be heavy prospects. They're not finished, they're not market ready yet. This young lady's smoke-colored calf, he's going to need to weigh 1,200 plus before he's really finished. He comes third because he's a good-looking prospect. He's well built. He gets progressively wider as he comes back to his hip. He's muscular and has good shape in both his hip and quarter, and he shows enough muscle up over his forearm. He's just a calf that needs to be heavier in terms of his condition. He's not at his ideal end point yet. Of the two black steers, I like the young man's calf just a little bit better than the young lady's. I think he also has a nice look. He needs, again, to be up over 1,200 pounds to be at his ideal end point. He's a well-balanced, good-looking, good-heighted calf, and he's one that's put together pretty neatly for this young man. So he goes next behind that muscular calf right in front of him. The young lady's black calf actually has a little more shape to his quarter than the calf in front of him. He's not as correct on his back leg. He's shallower in terms of his body. I'd just like to see him have more condition, more weight, and a little more thickness when I get in the base of his quarter. This red steer has a little more finish than some of the calves right ahead of him. He goes on the end of the class because he doesn't have as much muscle. He's the narrowest from behind. He is sound. He does move good. He needs a little more finish, and he needs a little more muscle. The primary things tonight are going to be finding those thick, muscular, well-built calves that can get out and move. Real good class to get us started. Let's give those young people a good round of applause, those over here watching our show.
Ladies and gentlemen, your results are Class 1 Steers, 6th place, Midway FFA, Jodan Harriman. Oh, we can't start off that way, guys. Come on now, we need some excitement in the building and some encouragement for the kids. There we go. That's better. 5th place from the Porum FFA, Abigail Belcher. 4th place, Kenta FFA, Sage Myers. 3rd place from the Coweta FFA, Lily Connor. 2nd place, also from the Coweta FFA, Ashton Connor. And your winner, Class 1 Steers from the Oklahoma 4-H, Rylan McQuay. There are 6 entries in Class 2 Steers, 6 entries in Class 2 Steers. Class 3 Steers checking in with Bimbo Fowler. Class 4 Steers be in the holding area. Class 5 through 8 be in the makeup area with Mr. Ray King. 5 through 8 be in the makeup area, Mr. Ray King. Dr. Rusk is evaluating Class 2 steers. I'd like to welcome all of those watching on Bravado Wireless. We appreciate our partnership with Bravado Wireless, making it possible for those of you all that are unable to be here to be able to watch the action going on here at your 82nd Annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show, presented by St. Francis Hospital. A great big thank you to Bravado Wireless. Also, Warren Cat, Jeremy, and his daughter Emma. Jeremy and Emma Mangrum are here on behalf of Warren Cat. Mr. Mangrum, we appreciate you being with us here tonight. Thank you to One Oak and P&K Equipment. If you take a look around at all these banners that are displayed here, this is what makes the show possible. Those are our sponsors, and we couldn't do what we do without all of our great sponsors, and we're very thankful for each and every one of them. So when you have an opportunity to go shop, be sure and stop by and do business with those that are supporting this year's Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show.
Well, folks, another really good class of steers, and this young lady's light-colored steer comes to the top about as quick as the calf did that won the last class. He's thick and good-looking. He starts at the ground with a big foot. He's got plenty of bone. He's tight in his sheath. He just looks like a market steer, and he's as far along in terms of conditioning of any of the steers in the class. And along with that, he's one of the big hip muscular steers. My compliments to her. She's done a good job feeding him and getting him ready to come to the ring. Congratulations to her. This young man's smoke-colored steer is the other muscular calf in class, and he's the one that as you get in and study him, he's not quite as full in his brisket. He does need a little more time on feed. You can still feel some openness between his last two ribs, but when he gets there, he's going to be the next best one in my opinion. I think he has enough condition tonight to go ahead and run him into second, because he just simply has more hip, more muscle, more shape than the calf behind him that has a little more finish. This black calf, a young lady says, is a straight Angus, so if you're looking for some certified Angus beef, here's a steer that should produce that. He will produce that. He is the calf in class that has the most finish up over his rib. He's the closest to being at his ideal end point. He just doesn't have as much shape and muscle as the two calves that already went out the gate. He's just a little flatter behind when we get into him, but she's done a good job of feeding him. This red steer, brown steer, if you will, we study him, ma'am. Just let him walk up straight ahead. Here's a calf that I think will be pretty good someday. He's just, again, a little more of a heavy feeder steer. He's a calf that doesn't have very much finish up over his rib. He's pretty clean through his front end. I'd just like to see him another 100, 150 pounds heavier, but a calf that has more muscle shape than the two calves that come behind him. The young man's black and white steer poses a good look from the side. He's a good haired steer. He's structurally good. He balances well. He just needs more time on feed to be at his ideal point. Very well presented tonight by this young man. The young lady's red steer, again, is one that as we study him, has some muscular shape to his top. He's not finished yet. He needs a little more time. He's not balanced as well. He tends to round out of his hip. He's not as good in his pin setting behind. He wants to be a little rounder from the front part of his hip to the back of his hip. And because he doesn't balance and he needs more finish, he becomes the logical one to end our class. It's not a bad steer. He just needs more time on feed to get where he needs to go. Congratulations to this group of exhibitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results of Class 2 steers. 6th place, Horham FFA, Freedom Barnes. 5th place from the Muldrow FFA, Caden Quarterman. 4th place from the Weber Falls FFA, Bridget Bear. 3rd place from the Porham FFA, Abigail Belcher. 2nd place from the Porham FFA, Waylon Dishman. And ladies and gentlemen, your winner of Class 2 Market Steers from the Fort Gibson FFA, Holly Perry. There are 5 entries in Class 3. There are 5 entries in Class 3. Class 4, if you would check in to the holding area with Bimbo Fowler. Class 5, make your way to the makeup area. Class 6, 7, and 8, see Ray King in the barn area, 6, 7, and 8.
I was able to watch this young man with the cowboy hat show a heifer earlier today, and he did a nice job. Didn't know he had a steer in the barn, but boy, he's done a good job with this calf. Here's another one of those that starts at the ground with the big feet, lots of bone, extra good hair, and he's done a nice job of feeding him. He actually handled with more finish than I expected. He's a calf that I think best combines market readiness, structural soundness, and muscularity. Maybe not quite as much muscle as the two steers we've used previously, but I think he puts together the best combination in this class. Congratulations, Cowboy. This black steer handles with the highest degree of finish of any of the steers in the class. I appreciate that about him. He's a little lighter in his lower quarter, and maybe you'd like to see him travel just a little wider behind, but I thought he was more correct in his hip and rump structure than the calf behind him, and he has just a little more finish on him. He handles with plenty of muscle shape up over his top, and I think he'll still open a carcass with plenty of ribeye opposite his fat cover. So as you get in and study him, I think he's the calf that brings the next most value when we think about putting him on the rail. This golden retriever colored steer is the big bodied calf, and I like that about him. I think he needs just a little bit more time, but he is starting to put some finish on. He has some shape up over his top. He just gets a little flatter across his stifle when we study him and wants to kind of drop in his pins and tuck his hind leg up. When we watch him there, that's where I would change him, young man. Beautiful hair coat, nicely presented from that standpoint. Just like to see him handle those back legs and move up just a little bit more correctly from behind. But certainly a good steer. The black calf with the white on his forehead. Here's one that I think needs a little more time on feed. We get in and read this calf, put your hands on him. There's just really not a lot of spread in his brisket yet, and not much extra condition showing up over his 12th and 13th rib. But a very long hip level top steer. The red roan steer is one that will make an awfully good market steer. Big ribbed and deep up through his forerib. Tonight he doesn't have as much shape when we get in behind him. He tends to narrow more and flatten a little more to the base of his quarter. We'd just like to see a notch more muscle in the red roan calf. Congratulations to that group of exhibitors in Class 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your results of Class 3. Market Steers, 5th place, Midway FFA, Jordan Harriman. 4th place, Porham FFA, Addison Dishman. 3rd place, the Morris FFA, Brady Sharp. Also, 2nd place would go to Brady Sharp as well. And ladies and gentlemen, your winners of Class 3 Market Steers from the Warner 4-H Legend Melton. Class 4 Market Steers. Into the show ring at this time, Class 4. Into the show ring at this time, Class 5. Class 5 Market Steers, check in with Bimbo Fowler. Class 5 Market Steers, check in with Bimbo Fowler. Class 6 Market Steers be making their way over to the holding area. Class 7 and Class 8 be in the makeup area with the Ray King. There are 6 entries in Class 4 steers. There are 6 entries in Class 4 steers.
this class of steers. We come to the top with this young lady's really big-bodied steer. This calf that's the farthest along in terms of finish. You can see he doesn't have quite as much frame as some of these other steers, and consequently he's been in a position where he could put down extra cover up over his ribs. He's a big-footed, sound-structured steer, and I think he's the calf that offers the most value to put on the rail at this particular time. He's particularly better on his back feet than the calf that comes in second. The calf in second's a little trimmer up through his chest floor, and as you get your hands on him, probably a little closer to being ideal in terms of finish. His back feet are grown out, and he just doesn't step and walk as good off his back feet as the calf that wins the class. It's not always that we'd put emphasis upon how they move, but it is important. He has sisters out in the pasture somewhere. He's a calf we just like to have a little more lower quarter and a little different hind leg set. I switched these two steers as I came to the end of the class, and again, this young lady's calf just handles a higher degree of finish. When we first were trying to handle him up here on the front end, he's a calf that's just a little bit edgy tonight, not wanting to stand quite as well. But as you get him out here and study him, he's better in his hip, he's better behind his shoulder. He just looks closer to being market ready than does the calf behind him. I think he balances up well, and so we're going to go ahead and use him up into third tonight. Congratulate this lady. She said she wasn't having as much fun as she did with her other calf, but she got him through the ring and did a good job. Give her a nice round of applause. Here's a calf that just needs a little more finish. He has the muscle shape out of his hip, and the muscle down his top is good. When he finishes, he's going to be a trim-made steer, a high cutability steer. Again, just needs about another 50 to 100 pounds of extra weight to get him to his ideal end point. The black steer with the white legs and the white face is the biggest frame steer in class. He's also the steer that is not as far along in terms of finish. He too needs a little more time on feed, but a good-looking steer, level and really good down his top line. He's a calf that gets out and moves well. Congratulations, young man. The young lady's calf is one that in this class just doesn't have as much muscle shape. Well, ma'am, you can go ahead and walk him so we can see him travel. He doesn't have as much lower quarter, not quite as much stifle, just a little flatter made when we get in behind him. That's the main thing that would give him an advantage, is if he just had a little more muscularity. My compliments to the exhibitors in this class. We're getting a higher percentage of calves as we get up in the weights, higher percentage of calves that are ready to go to market. Congratulations to these exhibitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, your results of Class 4 Steers. 6th place, Salazar FFA, Olivia Blunt. 5th place, Coweta FFA, Jackson Edwards. 4th place, Kyoto FFA is Garrett Butler. 3rd place comes to you from the Porham FFA. It's Addison Dishman. 2nd place from the Muldrow FFA, Caden Quarterman. Ladies and gentlemen, your winners of Class 4 Steers from Morris America, Bailey Boydston. Class 5 steers entering the show ring. Class 5 steers entering the show ring. Class 6 steers checking in with Bimbo Fowler. Class 7 steers make your way down to the holding area. And Class 8 steers be on the ramp headed this way. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a very special guest up here with me tonight. Miss Chamberlain Grace would like to wish her mom, Miss Bowles, a very happy birthday. She said, "Happy birthday, Mom." Celebrating her 18th birthday.
Well, we're having a steer show now. This is getting competitive here in this class and several choices to make. I really like this black one. He hit me when he came in the gate. I just like that look. I like the balance. I like how uniform he is in his rib depth. I like the squareness to his pins. Big-footed, big bone, good looking, handles like they say they're supposed to. And the best part for her is she didn't spend $10,000 for him. She didn't spend $5,000 for him. She raised him. A real deal and a moneymaker in a steer show. Congratulations to this young lady. She needs to be real proud. Did a great job of feeding that steer and getting him to his end point, and she made him look the part for me. I like him a lot. The story behind this second one, here's a girl that a year ago brought a nice, thick, muscular steer. She fed him well. Unfortunately, he just wasn't built for speed. He didn't have the right front leg set. He didn't have the right front feet. He just wasn't built for the long haul. And she came back this year with one that's thicker than that one, a lot sounder, better footed, and this one is finished. This one actually has a bigger top in him than the one I just used for first. Big top, thick-ended, muscular steer, and a good-looking steer. My compliments to her. That calf will hang a carcass on the rail that she'll be really proud of. Here's a steer that I would have loved to have had to win a class. He's as soft to the touch, not soft in being too fat, but he's just soft to the touch. He's done a great job with his hair coat. He's big-ribbed, he's deep and soggy. He's the steer judge's kind in terms of being the right width and dimensional. He's wide out of his upper rump. I think when we get through the hair, I don't think he has as much lower quarter as the first two steers, but he has plenty of finish. She did a great job of feeding him, taking nothing away from that. I think these top three are excellent market steers, and she should be complimented. Congratulations, young lady. Here's a young man with another good steer. I told him when we were handling him, this is the most serious showman that I ran into today. He doesn't smile very much. Occasionally you can get him to give you a little grin, but he's all business, and he is a really good showman. And to tell you how good he is, those folks trusted him to show one of the best heifers in the show today, and he did a masterful job of it. And in fact, he got that heifer across to being the bronze medallion heifer in the show. So at his age and this stage of his development, that says a lot about him. Look how he shows that steer like a champion. Got his head up, got a beautiful look from the side. Again, would love to have that one to win lots of classes. I like his soundness. I think he's built good at the ground. He's got a lot of cushion down there, a lot of shock absorber. I can't tell you that there's anything wrong with that calf. This young man's done a great job of feeding him and getting him ready. Tonight in this class, I just didn't think there was as much in terms of center rib, in terms of body, in terms of total width as those three that went out the gate. But you got in a tough class, young man. You did a really good job. Thank you. This lady's serious about raising and showing calves too. I like the job she does. She just continues to work with him and work with him. He handles good. She knew that. She told me he was ready, told me he was finished, and he is finished, and he handles good. He doesn't have the depth of flank or the dimension of hip as the calves that went out the gate ahead of him, but he's a very nice steer, and lots of people would be proud to have one like him. You did a good job feeding him. These two steers, I think, are the hard placing in the class, and that's because they're different. The young lady in yellow has a steer that's a little bit like me. He's an easy keeper, probably has a little too much middle, but you know, the fact is, if the Packers were asked, they would vote for him because he probably just appears to have a little more finish, and I think he's closer to his ideal end point. That's why I went ahead and used him. But with that said, he's also one that probably is not going to be quite as good in terms of the cutability, because he's going to have a little more fat cover on him than is this calf. Here's one that's pretty trim. I think he's too trim. I don't think he's ready to go to market, and that's why I put him in this position. I'd like to see him a little heavier. He's just a nice made steer that looks like that when he does finish, he'll be a fairly high cutability animal. Tonight, I just didn't think he was quite there. He looks like the one that is not quite finished. So that's why he concludes our class. A really good steer class, fun to judge, fun to look at, and fun to see those young people do such a good job feeding them. Please give them a good round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, your results of Class 5, 7th place, Stigler FFA, Bryn Bybee. 6th place from the Porum FFA, Freedom Barnes. 5th place from Beggs, going to be Destiny White. 4th place from Warner 4-H, Cade Fowler. 3rd place from the Lowry 4-H, Cassie Kelly. 2nd place, McIntosh County 4-H, Jade McPeak. And your winner of Class 5 steers from the Eufaula 4-H, Miranda Hanson. Class 6 steers into show ring at this time. Class 7 checking in with Bimbo Fowler. And Class 8, make your way down the runway to the holding pen. Once we conclude Class 8, we will line up all of our first place steers, second place steers, and third place steers in each class. We will intro our kids only, just like we did the heifers. No cattle in the barn, and we'll intro our kids in second, and then followed by all of our kids that win first in each class. And then we'll go let them get their steers and start your grand drive here at your 82nd annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show, presented by St. Francis Hospital.
Well, the steer show just keeps on going. Another really good one here. I thought when he first came in here, I'd date myself, but he reminded me of the old Gateway computer box in the way that he's marked up with black and white, different splotches on him. I like that calf. He's good rib. He's the kind that I've been trying to use in terms of being big-footed, heavy-boned, and easy keeping, good rib shape, plenty of thickness up over his hip, and yet he still has a nice look when we get him on the side. He's the kind we're going to try to end up with tonight. Congratulations to this young lady. She did a good job feeding him, did a good job getting him ready for the show. When they first came in the gate, I wasn't planning to use this smoke-colored steer second. I really thought this young lady's golden retriever colored calf would be the next one. But this smoke-colored calf is just sounder. He's more correct in the angle to his shoulder. He balances up better. He doesn't have as much shape to his quarter, and that's why I didn't have him up in second at that time. But when you put your hands across his back, I challenge you how thick that calf is, how wide backed he is. He handles really good. He's finished. He's starting to lose some hair back there. That takes away from the balanced look. But he's genuinely thick and has enough up top in terms of top shape. I don't question that he's going to have a big ribeye. I do like this golden retriever calf in lots of ways. He has the shape and muscle back into his hip. He has top shape that's really good. He's a trim handling steer, but yet he has enough condition. It's his structure that causes me to put him third tonight. I think he stands wide up front. He's too straight up and down in his shoulder. He's just not quite built right to be as comfortable in the show ring as I think he needs to be, and he's in a tough class. And so I had to make a decision. I gave up a little bit of shape in terms of lower quarter to gain a steer that I thought was sounder and more correct and good in his finish. And I ended up with this steer that I think will be extremely high cutability, but I don't think his structure is quite good enough, so I put him third tonight. That's why I ended up with what I did. You did a great job of feeding him. She said this is the first steer she's fed. She showed really good heifers today. She's a senior and she wanted to try a steer. I'd say she tried him and did really well with him. Him going away is a really good view. That calf is thick and very muscular. These two are close. Again, a close decision. I used a deep-bodied, big-rib steer that handles extremely well. I think the young man needed to be rewarded for how well he fed this steer. I don't know that he has any more muscle shape than the calf behind him. In fact, he probably has a little extra finish on him to the point that maybe it'll hurt him a little more in terms of yield grade. But I think his quality grade will make up for that. I like this Bronco-faced calf and feel like the young man did a good job of feeding him. I think he, again, has enough top shape. He could use a little more down on the base of his quarter. The young lady's calf is one that, for me, just needs to balance a little better. He has tremendous hair coat. He's finished. There's no question she did a good job of feeding him. I'd just like to see this calf have just a little bit more down in the lower part of his quarter and a length across his stifle, but nonetheless, a good market steer. And the main thing is to get him fed right, and she certainly has done that with this black scourge steer. Congratulations to all these young people in this class of market steers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results of Class 6 Market Steers. 5th place, Weber Falls FFA Bridget Bear. 4th place from the Kenta FFA Sage Myers. 3rd place from the Gore FFA Blakely Pugh. 2nd place from the Wagner FFA Clay Burke. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, excitement. Wagner comes to represent. And your winner from the Warner FFA, Elizabeth Stretch. Class 7 steers in the show ring at this time. Class 7 steers in the show ring at this time. Class 8 steers checked in. Thank you to Mr. Bimbo Fowler.
another really strong contender here at the top of the class, and that's the steer and this young lady. She's a competitor. She fed this steer extremely well. He's big-bodied and big-hipped. Comes to his upper rump with the kind of pin set and pin width that I like. He's tight in his sheath. He's big in his bone and his foot size. He's just a really good market steer to come to the top of this class. He's weighing up there just under 1,400 pounds. We now have packers offering premiums for steers that weigh 16. So back in the day when we thought they had to weigh 12, now we're getting them heavier and heavier because we've got more people to feed. That's a good steer. He wins this class. The money ball decision here is between this Hereford steer and the black steer in third. You can place them either way, and I could certainly justify it. I think as you study him, I like this Hereford steer in terms of his natural rib shape. I like his soundness and correctness of structure. I think this young man's done an excellent job. He's a good showman, but he's done a really nice job of just feeding this steer to his proper end point. He looks like a market steer. He handles good. He's very good, uniform in his finish. I can't tell you that he's bigger top than the steer behind him. At first I thought he had a little more stifle. I'm not sure that's true. I'd call him about even in that shape down low. In top shape, probably the black steer has the advantage. In just pure rib shape, freshness, and good look, I like this steer quite a bit. I like him to come second. I sure applaud this young man here with the third place steer, and I told him that when I handled him. He's done a nice job of feeding this steer. To me, his rib is good. We've added some hair or glued him underneath there. I don't think we need to do that. I don't think they look as natural when we do that, but I sure think he did a good job of feeding him, and he's a very muscular steer with a big top right up over his loin edge. And he's a calf that you can see in his forearm. Certainly has plenty of shape there as well. The red steer comes ahead of the black steer behind because he has a better hind leg. Both of those calves are market ready. This one is big in his rib. I like that about him. He needs a little more stifle shape right down in the base of his quarter. He's just a little narrower up through his chest as you compare him to the steers that are already out the gate. The black steer that closes our class, this young man did a good job of feeding. He's finished. It's his hind leg that throws him off. He has a sickle set to his hind leg. He's a calf that just doesn't have as much lower quarter from a muscle standpoint as those that are out the gate ahead of him. Very nice in terms of their finish. Compared to the steers that I remember last year, we haven't talked much about structure tonight, not nearly as much as we did a year ago. I compliment the exhibitors for going out and finding steers that would stay sound and are better in terms of their structure. Really nice class of market steers.
Ladies and gentlemen, your results of Class 7 Market Steers. Fifth place from Morris, FFA Allison Kelly. Fourth place, Haskell County 4-H Jace Bybee. Third place from the Wagner FFA. Let's hear it for Clay Burke. Second place from the Fort Gibson FFA, don't be outdone by Wagner, Noah Perry. Oh, come on, Fort Gibson, your champion in your Class 7, Kennedy Lockhart. Your Class 8 and final class of market steers entering the show ring at this time. All second place class winners will line up here to the right of the announcer stand. All class winners will line up here to the right of the announcer stand on foot with no steers. We're going to leave all the steers in the makeup area. We're going to intro our kids to start our final drive, and then we'll let them go get their steers and bring them in. So if you're scared of the dark, you got about 10 minutes, and we're going to cut the lights out on you. We need all of our class-winning market steers to be lined up in the makeup area with Mr. Ray King. All class winners, followed by second place class winners, followed by third place class winners in the makeup area of Mr. Ray King. After this class concludes, we will intro our young people all by themselves. Then we get through with our openings. We'll turn the lights back on and let them go get their steers. And then we'll start our selection of Grand Champion Market Steers here at your 82nd Annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show, presented by St. Francis Hospital. A great big thank you to Warren Cat, Bravado Wireless, One Oak, and P&K Equipment.
If you thought you had seen all the good steers, maybe haven't seen this one yet. Here's a pretty good steer to win this class. He's one that is really big and stout and big top. Young man, let's put his back foot back here on my side. Just a hair. Good, good. If we were to change him, I don't know if you've been down I-35 lately, but when you get down there to Dallas, there's one side goes to Dallas and one side goes to Fort Worth. His front feet a little bit like that, right? Up front, kind of goes two different directions there. That's where I'd change him. Now, that's not going to affect his carcass a bit, but that's where he could be better. Like to square him up on those front feet. But big top, good looking. You get around here, he's as wide pinned, as square hip, and as muscular as any we've had tonight. Really, really good in that respect. He handles like a textbook says they're supposed to. This young man's got him on 12 o'clock. Love what he's done with this calf, young man. You did a good job feeding him. Congratulations. Here's the other muscular steer. He's just bigger hipped and has more shape to his quarter and his stifle than the calf that comes behind him. He doesn't have as much rib shape. He doesn't have as much depth of rib or depth of flank as the calf that went out the gate. But he's as long as you can make one. This young lady's got him fat all the way. They fatten from front to rear, and he's starting to bubble just a little bit around his tail head, just a little bit of fat there. We know that she's gotten him finished all the way to the back. Did a nice job feeding him. This young lady did a good job of feeding this calf as well. He's one that as we study him, he's just not wanting to cooperate with her as much tonight. He's got a big top. There's more muscle in the top of that calf. He's going to have a bigger ribeye than what you would guess based on just the shape to his round. You watch him when he gets out and walks. He takes a big, long stride. Again, she's finished him very nicely. My compliments to her. She just got in a class with two that are more muscular, and that happens. So my compliments. She did what she could with this calf, and I appreciate that. Good, strong top line, and he strikes a nice side view profile. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results of Class 8. Third place, McCurtain FFA, Chloe Mack. Second place, from the Morris 4-H, Bailey Boydston. And your winner, Class 8 Market Steers from the Coweta 4-H, Lane Kester. We're going to get our arena set up. Guys at the doorway area, if you'll break those panels so we can close that door. If you'd like to be part of the intro, we ask that you please come inside. We need all second place class winners over here to the announcer stand. All second place class winners to the announcer stand, followed by all first place winners to the announcer stand. All second place class winners, kids only, come in. Kids only, come in. All first place class winners, we need you in as well. If you'd be kind enough to close that door, yes, sir, please. Thank you, my friend.
Hi, welcome to Bravado. How can I help you today?
Hi, we were hoping you could tell us why everyone is switching to Bravado Wireless.
It's probably because their plans start at just $40 a month.
Yeah, and they have unlimited high-speed data.
And the same nationwide coverage.
But they probably have really old, outdated phones.
No, actually they carry the top-of-the-line Samsung and Apple devices.
But how?
I don't know, but they must be doing something right. They've been family-owned and operated since 1911.
So you're telling me that Bravado Wireless has a $40 per line per month plan, unlimited high-speed data, the same nationwide coverage, and all the latest Samsung and Apple products?
Yep.
Stop by today to take advantage of our $40 a month per line plan. A deal so good, you might just want to switch. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Life is measured in moments, times where you accomplish something great, and times you spend with those who matter most. When it's time to share those moments, you need someone that you can count on. You need to be able to make your calls of congratulations at a moment's notice without limitations. Bravado Wireless is a provider that you can count on both locally and nationwide. Whenever you make the switch to Bravado, we'll even include a brand new iPhone on us so that whatever the moment, we're right there beside you.
Planning a weekend away in your camper? Take your Bravado Wireless home internet with you. Right now, our most popular internet plan has been chopped. While other internet providers are stuck at home with all of those wires and your obnoxious neighbor, Hank, you are free to take your wireless router to your home away from home. Visit us at bravadowireless.com to find a store near you. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Hi, we're Bravado Wireless. You may have seen us at your local events and wondered just exactly what we do. We provide the highest quality cell phone service, specializing in outstanding coverage, both locally and nationwide. We're headquartered right here in Oklahoma, with multiple store locations in eastern Oklahoma. We provide the most affordable, unlimited talk, text, and data plans available. Make sure you stop in now and enjoy our other amazing summer deals before they end. Visit Bravado Wireless store locations for all other details, or go to bravadowireless.com for more information. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
We got that, that undefinable vibe, our mood, alright, let's cue these lights. You can watch but don't look right at it.
are called to be bold. You have a right to the best wireless service, high-speed internet, and customer service at a price you can feel good about. At Bravado Wireless, we know this, and that's why we put you and your community first. We are owned and operated right here in Eastern Oklahoma. We live where you live. We proudly connect you to your family, friends, and business partners wherever they are. Dallas, Seattle, Taipei, Toronto, and anywhere else in the world. We are Bravado Wireless. We believe in the power of connection.
We got that, yeah, that undefinable vibe, yeah, our mood, alright, let's cue these lights. You can watch, but don't look right at it.
You don't need 4 lines for our best price. Get unlimited mobile service for $40 per month per line, period. With the same nationwide network as Big Wireless and neighborly service like nowhere else. Make the switch and save.
You don't need 4 lines for our best price. Get unlimited mobile service for $40 per month per line, period. With the same nationwide network as Big Wireless and neighborly service like nowhere else. Make the switch and save.
Things kicked off and underway here tonight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Friday night. Mr. Kyle Kilgore joining me up here. Oh, Kyle, it's been a great week here at the Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show. We're going to wrap it up with the selection of the champion market steer.
Yes, sir. 5 days of action-packed showing. It all comes down to this. 16 kids and 16 steers tonight. We are going to crown your 2022 Grand Champion and Reserve Grand Champion steer of the Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show, brought to you by St. Francis Hospital. Ready? I'll say let's get it on. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your second place winners in each class. Your Class 1 second place winner from the Coweta FFA. Please put your hands together for Ashton Connor.
The Class 2 reserve from the Forum FFA. Would you make welcome Waylon Dishman?
Ladies and gentlemen, your Class 3 winner from the Morris FFA. How about it, Brady Sharp?
Your Class 4 second place from the Moultrie FFA, Kate Gordon.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Class 5 second place winner from the McIntosh County 4-H. Please make welcome Jade McPhee.
Moving right along, your class 6. Second place from the Wagner FFA, Mr. Clay.
Ladies and gentlemen, second place, Class 7 from the Fort Gibson FFA, Noah Perry.
Oh, and then there was one. Your Class 8 second place from the Morris 4-H. Would you please make welcome Miss Bailey Boydston?
To introduce you to all of your class winners. Out of Class 1 comes to you from the Oaktaw FFA. Please make welcome Rylan McQuaid.
Well, your Class 2 champion from the Fort Gibson FFA, Muskogee. Would you make welcome Miss Holly Perry?
Ladies and gentlemen, we move to Class 3 from the Warner FFA. Please make welcome Legend Melton.
Your Class 4 champion from the Morris FFA. Would you make welcome Bailey Boydston?
Ladies and gentlemen, your Class 5 winner comes to you from the Eufaula 4-H. How about a round of applause for Miranda Hanson?
Your Class 6 champion comes from just down the road, the Warner FFA. Would you please make welcome Elizabeth Stretch?
Ladies and gentlemen, your Class 7 winner from the Fort Gibson FFA. Let's hear it for Kennedy Lockhart.
And then there was one from the Coweta 4-H. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please make welcome Mr. Lane Kester.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as our house lights come back up, when they turn on, I want you to make some noise for your class winners. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to open the door back up after we get our photo of our first place kids there. Kyle Kilgore, it is my pleasure to share the announcer stand with you, young man, and I appreciate everything that's gone on this week. It's a pleasure to be standing here and having the opportunity to give back to our young people as they exhibit their livestock here at your Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show.
Rowdy, I could not appreciate the opportunity more. Ever since I was a little bitty, this was a dream of mine to be up in the announcer stand, and no one better that I would love to share it with than my good friend, Mr. Rowdy Fuel.
Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here in your market steer division, we will select 11 steers for your sale order. We couldn't do what we do without all of our great sponsors. As you look around this arena, you see all of the banners that are hung on my right. You see all of the banners that are hung on my left. You see our title sponsors, St. Francis Hospital, flanking both of those signs, Bravado Wireless and Warren Cat. One Oak and P&K Equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, when you go to town, remember the banners that hang here in front of you this week, because those people are the people and the businesses that pour back into the agricultural community and believe in our youth. So if you would, ladies and gentlemen, give all of our sponsors a great big round of applause. You know, the list is long, and Kyle and I visited just a few minutes ago about this great livestock show. Something we added new this year was our VIP booth across the way. There are 2 young ladies and a whole lot of other people behind the scenes that made this come together. It is fruition of 2 ladies that took it on themselves to say we need to add and bring awareness to the Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show. That is Miss Jamie Spear, and ladies and gentlemen, a lady that has been doing this for a lot of days, Miss Cheryl Leatherman. If you would give those ladies a great big round of applause. You know, we talk about sponsors, but you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been a part of any livestock show whatsoever, it doesn't come together overnight. There's a lot of people that do a lot of work behind the scenes, volunteering in the show ring. Our Mountain View Volunteer Fire Department that came in 3 weeks ago and added water to the dirt. Our superintendents of every division, our assistant superintendents, our ring help, Connor State College, the ladies up here to my left keeping everything straight, and she always seems to run off about this time, but there are a lot of volunteers that make it happen. And I want to ask you one time, if you would, give each and every volunteer that has been part of this great Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show a big round of applause tonight, please.
Rowdy, you did forget one person, and that's yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please give one more round of applause for Mr. Rowdy Fuel, making sure, keeping everybody straight, bringing the music to you, keeping you entertained all week long.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing them in. They're your champions out of Class 1, Rylan McQuay. Out of Class 2, Holly Perry. Out of Class 3, Legend Melton. Out of Class 4, Bailey Boydston. Out of Class 5, Miranda Hanson. Out of Class 6, Elizabeth Stretch. Class 7, Kennedy Lockhart, and rounding out your champions here in Class 8, Lane Kester. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions stand before you. There's one young man that's responsible for evaluating these champions. He comes to you from Kansas City, Kansas, head of the Animal Science Department of the Oklahoma State University, a livestock judge and coach for a lot of years in his lifetime. He is now the CEO of the Charolais breed. Ladies and gentlemen, from Kansas City, Kansas, please put your hands together for Dr. Clint Rusk. Ladies and gentlemen, we talk about our sponsors. Jeremy Mangum and his daughter Emma from Warren Cat are on hand here this evening. If you would give Mr. Jeremy Mangum and Emma Mangum a great big round of applause. Warren Cat, everything that they do for this year's Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show, they will be in the pictures of our champions and reserve champions. Thank you to Warren Cat.
Testing. Well, folks, I tell you, I couldn't be more proud of these young people. It's almost 9 o'clock. Their friends are probably home watching TV or doing something else. But these are the future people that are going to feed America, the ones that know how to feed cattle. Unless you want a veggie burger, if you want one made from real steak, these are the folks that are going to raise it. And they're going to know how, because they've done a good job to get their cattle to this point in our show. And you know, last year, I guess I felt like I struggled with the steer show. I didn't feel like it went together very uniformly. And tonight, it couldn't be more the 180 degrees. I feel very comfortable with the way it went together. The steer that wins the first class is a good steer. And we just built from there. The steer that wins the last class is a good steer. They just happen to come in different frame sizes and consequently different weights. But I'm so proud of how well these young people have learned how to feed steers. If these are your kids, be sure and compliment them. Tell them how good they did, because they are the ones that are going to be running the 20,000 head feed yards someday. It's going to be kids like these, or maybe some of these, and we need them to know what they're doing. You can't feed 20,000 if you can't feed one. So this is where it starts. These young people learning how to get them to the right end point on a certain date. There are a lot of people who feed cattle. They just get them fat at whatever point. They don't have to have them on the money at a certain day. These young people had to have them ready today, and they did that. So my compliments to them. I told the folks a while ago we could end up with 5 or 6 of these that I'd be tickled to stand behind and call them your champion here at Muskogee. Thank you for inviting me. It's been a great time. I've really enjoyed the day. I'm going to go to the room tonight and think about the decisions I made today, but I'm very pleased mostly with the young people that I had a chance to work with. So thank you, parents, grandparents, ag teachers, extension educators, those of you who helped with the show. Give all of those people who helped run the show a good round of applause, please. To go through that large number of heifers that we went through today, and we actually judged them twice because we went through them once in class and breed, and then we went through them again to get your sale order. And we walked out of here and we're headed to the restaurant before 5 o'clock. So that all went smooth because these folks knew what they're doing. And this lady does an excellent job as your superintendent of the beef show. My compliments to her and all the people that help her. Okay, you don't need more from me. You want to know who has the grand champion steer? There's several good ones to pick from. My favorite tonight to win the Muskogee is the young lady second from the end here in the blue shirt. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, your grand champion market steer belongs to Kennedy Lockhart of the Fort Gibson FFA.
Right there.
Noah Perry steps into the lineup for selection of your reserve grand champion. Noah Perry will join the lineup. We will select 11. We're going to walk them again. We'll select 11 and 5. 11 and 5.
As they're walking these again, I would tell you, you're wondering what I'm looking for. When I went through and handled these calves earlier, I was making sure that they were uniformly finished. In other words, they had fat over their ribs, between their ribs like they're supposed to have, to ensure that they're market ready. I'm convinced of that with this group. These class winners, the 1 second place we have, I made sure that they met that criteria. Now I'm making sure that they have the structural soundness, the look. We can put a little emphasis upon the little things now that give them that extra backdrop look to make them a champion. A little more fault-free, a little closer to the ideal, and that's what we're trying to work with. Your champion steer to me is an awfully good one. He would stand competition at the Oklahoma Youth Expo, at the Tulsa State Fair, the Oklahoma City State Fair, wherever you want to take him, that's a good steer. He would handle national level competition. That's just a really, really good one. And I feel like we have one that's similar to him, a slightly different weight, but a similar look, similar build, a squareness of hip and a good look, and one that handles good to make your reserve champion. And he happens to come in the lady in the green, showing your reserve champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your reserve grand champion market steer from the U-Fall of 4-H, Miranda Hanson. Jade McPeak joins us in the lineup for selection of the bronze medallion. Bronze medallion selection here, third overall steer at this year's 82nd annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show.
We now have this young lady's calf back out, and many of you were here when I talked about her earlier. This is a young lady that a year ago had a steer that had some movement problems and some structure problems. She doesn't like to get beat. She went home and found her a better one, sounder one, a good looking one, calf that's thick and muscular, and he's a lot like those other two. He'll be your bronze medallion. Congratulations to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, your bronze medallion, Jade McPeak of the McIntosh County 4-H. Cassie Kelly comes into the lineup. We're going to start selecting steers for your sale order. Pay attention in the barn area. We took Ray's microphone away from him, so we need Ashton Connor, second place, class 1. We need Waylon Dishman, second place, class 2. Brady Sharp, second place, class 3. Caden Quarterman, second place, class 4. Destiny White, fifth place, class 5. Clay Burke, second place, class 6. And Clay Burke, third place, class 7. Fourth selection, Lane Kester, the co-ed of 4-H will be your fourth selection. Bailey Boydston from Morris into the lineup. Bailey Boydston from Morris into the lineup. This will be selection number 5, 11 and 5. 11 and 5. So if you're in the barn area, be making your way over. This will be selection number 5. It's going to be Elizabeth Stretch of the Warner FFA. Clay Burke comes into the lineup. Second place out of class 6. Clay Burke, second place out of class 6. Blakely Pugh, come on over and check in. Third place out of class 6. This will be selection number 6, 11 and 5. 11 and 5. 11 to the sale with 5 alternates. 11 to the sale with 5 alternates. Yep. Correct. Cassie Kelly out of class 5 will be your 6th selection from the Lowry 4-H. Cade Fowler is a scratch. Destiny White from Beggs, 5th place, class 5. We need Freedom Barnes, 6th place, class 5. Come check in. This is selection number 7 of 11. Then we'll select 5 alternates. 7 of 11, and then we'll select 5 alternates. You're good again, Doc. Hereford steer for Noah Perry will be your 7th selection for sale order from the Fort Gibson FFA. Clay Burke from the Wagner FFA, 3rd place, class 7. Come on in. Jace Bybee, 4th place, class 7 from Haskell County 4-H. Check in with Bimbo Fowler. This will be selection number 8 of your sale order for Saturday night's premium sale. Selection number 8. Ladies and gentlemen, Clayberg from the Wagner FFA will be selection number 8. Jace Bybee, Haskell County 4-H. Come in, please. Jace Bybee, Haskell County 4-H coming into the ring. Allison Kelly with your Class 7 steer. Check in with Bimbo Fowler. Allison Kelly with your Class 7 steer. Check in with Bimbo Fowler. This will be selection number 9. Selection 9. Selection number 9. Ladies and gentlemen, Clay Burke will be selection. Clay Burke's Class 6 steer with a scratch. Clay Burke's Class 6 steer with a scratch because Clay Burke just made it with a Class 7 steer. Blakely Pugh joins us in the lineup. Blakely Pugh joins us in the lineup. And now we will make selection number 9. Sir? Bailey Boydston will be selection number 9. Chloe Mack, McCurtain FFA. Chloe Mack, McCurtain FFA coming into the lineup. Chloe Mack. Bailey Boydston out of Class 4 pulls out. Caden Quarterman, second place Class 4. Caden Quarterman, second place Class 4. We're on selection number 10. Caden Quarterman in the lineup. I'm going to take that to the gate. Okay. Bailey Boydston out of Class 4 was out. Caden Quarterman, second place out of Class 4 is in. This will be selection number 10. Selection number 10. 11 steers will make the sale with 5 alternates. 11 steers will make the sale with 5 alternates. Holly Perry of the Fort Gibson FFA will be selection number 10. Waylon Dishman, second place, Class 2 steer. Thank you, Mr. Dishman. Abigail Belcher, third place, Class 2. Check in with Bimbo Fowler. Abigail Belcher. This will be selection number 11, sir, when we get that big beef parked. Selection number 11. Chloe Mack will be your 11th selection. Sir, that is the final steer in Class 8. Your lineup is correct. We will start with alternates now. Blakely Pugh will be your first alternate in the steer division. Sage Myers, fourth place out of Class 6. Sage Myers, fourth place out of Class 6. We will select 5 alternates. We will select 5 alternates. 4 more to go, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, your second alternate, Rylan McQuay of the Oaktaw 4-H will be your second alternate. Ashton Connor of the Coweta FFA, second place Class 1. Ashton Connor, second place Class 1, will join us as soon as this young lady gets set. Your lineup will be correct for your third alternate selection of 5. Third alternate selection of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Waylon Dishman from the Porum FFA will be your third alternate into the sale order. We'll get Abigail Belcher from the Porum FFA, third place Class 2, coming into the lineup. I appreciate you steer people being ready, moving through this in a timely manner. This will be the fourth alternate selection. You get 2 more, sir. You're selecting 5. Out of Class 5, Destiny White from Beggs will be your fourth alternate. Freedom Barnes will be 6th out of Class 5. Dr. Russ, they asked that you pull 3 more. We've got a couple of kids that have heifers already in. So just in case, we're going to take 7. Just in case, we're going to take 7. We have not, but as soon as you go to him, we will. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Class 3, you can't have no better name than Legend Melton. He will be your 5th alternate into the sale order. Brady Sharp Morris FFA, second place Class 3. Brady Sharp, second place out of Class 3. We will select 2 more alternates in the STEERS to make it 7 total alternates. We'll select 2 more. As soon as Mr. Brady Sharp gets in the lineup here for Class 3, your lineup will be correct. Sage Myers will be your 6th alternate selected. Bridget Bear from the Weber Falls FFA, 5th place Class 6. Bridget Bear, 5th place Class 6. Bridget Bear will be the last one in from the Weber Falls FFA. Speak to me. She said, no, you got 1 more selection, my friend. Class 1, Ashton Connor will be your 7th alternate. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an outstanding livestock show at this 82nd annual Muskogee Regional Junior Livestock Show. We'd like to say thank you to each and every one of you as our steer exhibitors are excused in the ring. Thank you to St. Francis Hospital, Bravado Wireless, One Oak, P&K, and thank you to Warren Cat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. Good night, and most of all, God bless.
This broadcast is a copyright of Bravado Wireless. This game and broadcast should not be reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed without the express written consent of Bravado Wireless and its management.